All right, Canadian author, originally from Oakville, now living in Collingwood, Maggie Giles has been working hard since her debut thriller novel was published in 2022 called The Things We Lost. She has written 3 more books, 2 of which are coming out this year. One of them is out today, Wicked, the sequel to Twisted. Known for her ability to craft complex characters and gripping plots, Maggie captures the darker facets of human nature while keeping readers guessing until the final page. So joining us live now in the studio to talk about her suspenseful and unforgettable storytelling is Maggie Giles. Good morning, Maggie. Thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You are prolific. I'm so impressed that you've had all these books being published since your debut novel in 2022. And I know that you've always loved writing. You wrote young fiction for yourself, just as a thing for fun. But when did you think, okay, I can make this dream a reality?
Yeah, so I will be honest, again, writing was sort of always a thing. I always wanted to tell stories, but it really wasn't until I graduated university. My best girlfriend and I went backpacking, and we ran out of books to read. So she had said, how about you write me a book, and I'll read it on train rides. And when we finished, I just decided to finish writing it. I ended up getting in touch with a historical Canadian fiction author named Genevieve Graham, and she actually talked me through the process of getting a book published, and I went, oh, maybe I can actually do this. And it wasn't that book that got published. The Things We Lost was one that I wrote after, but it really did put me into the mindset that this is something I could do and get a book out there.
And you write thriller fiction, and your characters are complex. A lot of them are women. In your novel, Twisted, which starts off the series, it deals with a woman, several women, a police officer, and a mysterious drug. Also touches on mental health. So what can readers expect from Wicked, which is out today? Because it really picks up where Twisted left off. And a lot of people are kind of like, it's a cliffhanger. I want to know more. Well, today they can find out.
Absolutely. I definitely got some friendly criticism about my cliffhanger ending. So I am very happy that Wicked is out. It really delves deeper into the drug and into the conspiracy theory behind it, and really how this drug came into production and kind of how it got out into the market to cause the damage that it's been doing.
And I want to focus on The Art of Murder. This is your book that is out in June 10th of this year. I love that it's like small Ontario town, 2 best friends, there's a wedding, there's 2 kind of perspectives, POVs, and also from the bad person's POV. And I think you were inspired by something that you wrote when you were younger, correct?
I was. It's actually really funny or concerning. I guess you could look at it both ways.
Yeah.
I did write a very early version of the story of these two women. Actually, they were still in high school. And at the time, I was still in high school. So it really felt real to me in that sense. But when I kind of went to go look at it again, I can say it was very terribly written when I was younger. It's okay. I'm okay with it. So we put a lot more work into it and really wanted to expand it and age up the characters quite a bit. So that's sort of where it came from. And I actually used a lot of Collingwood for inspiration as well.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to read that, because I love the Collingwood, Blue Mountains area. So picturesque, and I'm sure you got your inspiration from there. It's very interesting to me that I learned that you have something called Aphantasia. Only about 2 to 5% of the population has this. And this is the inability to voluntarily visualize mental images. It doesn't affect creativity, but can you explain to people what that is like for you?
Absolutely. It's very interesting, and people find it very strange. I just don't see anything when I try and picture images or a description. It just isn't something that visually is in my head. It's all dark up there. I sort of spend a lot of time, especially with writing, working off photos, because I can't create the image in my head that I want to work out. So it was a very interesting discovery. I kind of found it out when I spoke to a graphic designer, and a friend was like, oh, so do you like see your designs in your head? And I'm like, I'm sorry, you see things in your head? And I'm like, oh, is this why people complain when characters don't look how they thought they... Oh, wow. We're like, oh, okay, I've never noticed that.
Oh my gosh, fascinating. Oh my goodness. Okay, a lot of people have compared your writing style kind of to Colleen Hoover, massive writer who wrote It Ends With Us. Is that how kind of you see your writing style, or do you think that you're kind of uniquely your own? And do you ever envision any of your novels going to the big or small screen?
I would love to be compared with Colleen Hoover.
Yeah.
I'd love to be as big as her, so anyone that wants to read my books, please feel free. I'd definitely say my books lean more towards her book like Verity, which is more the thriller suspense, whereas It Ends With Us is a little bit more of the romance. I'm not super strong on the romance side of things, so that would be great. I'd love to see something in film. I think Twisted and Wicked would be their own difficult sort of book to produce, but I think The Art of Murder would have a lot of interesting topics and things to explore in a series.
Yeah, it's probably your most raw and kind of gritty novel to date. Maggie Giles, thanks so much for joining us. We always love celebrating Canadian authors, and we hope to read more of your stuff, but you can start reading Wicked today and wait for The Art of Murder coming out this summer. Thanks so much, Maggie.
Thank you.